How's it going, everyone? Today we have Justin Bowers on as our guest. Justin, a 5-year pro, played in the AHL and ECHL, numerous teams throughout his career. Some teams to note: Lake Erie, Portland, Quad City in the AHL, and we also played with each other in Greenville, South Carolina, in the East Coast. Justin also played in the Maritime Hockey League in his junior days for the Woodstock Slammers, and then went on to St. Thomas University, and was also a head coach after his pro career for 2 years with the Woodstock Slammers in the Maritime League as well. Thanks for coming on today.
Thanks for having me, Ben.
So, Bowsy, do you want to give a little intro, a little bit more of where you came from and what you've also done?
Sure. I grew up in Fredericton, New Brunswick, which is about an hour from the Maine border and about 4 hours from Halifax. Born in Halifax, moved here when I was 5 and grew up playing hockey here. The Fredericton Canadians were here at the time. They were the AHL team of the Montreal Canadiens. So that's kind of when I got into playing hockey. My first best friend, his dad was the team doctor for the AHL team. So hence why I'm a Montreal Canadiens fan. And that's kind of when I got into hockey and grew up playing here, through the minor hockey system here. Got drafted to Woodstock in the Junior A League. Played there for 3 years and then on to St. Thomas for a couple of years, and then decided to give pro a shot and went down to the States and played pro for 5 years and then got offered a job back in my where I played junior in Woodstock, which is only an hour from Fredericton, my hometown, and coached there for 2 years. And while I was coaching, I started building houses on the side, kind of like a side summer gig, and started having kids, and it just it turned into more of a career for me where I didn't have to travel as much, and I knew I wanted a young family, and number 4 child coming next week, 3 boys and 1 girl. So knew that my wife and I wanted to start a family and kind of put the coaching on pause, and now I'm coaching mites and having fun with that and building houses for a living and welcoming our 4th baby into the world next week. So a lot has changed in the last 5 years, but all for the good.
Yeah, congrats with the upcoming baby, and definitely been a while since we played together. We're really close to the team. You're definitely one of the mentors and leaders that I personally had, and I'm sure numerous other guys had as well. So would you like to share some of your, I guess, perspective on the hockey journey, whether it be from the youth minor hockey days up into the juniors, college and pros? I know a lot of these followers are the younger generation, but also parents that are wanting to learn different things, adversity that you face, things that that you would agree with throughout the journey, and that type of thing.
Yeah, I mean, one thing about hockey is it's there's lots of opportunity here in Canada. There's lots of rinks, there's lots of ice time, there's lots of places to play, whether it's for fun or competitively or travel teams and stuff like that. So being Canadian, you're going to get an opportunity. As far as parents, I would say to be patient. Kids grow at all different times. They develop at different times. I'm going through it right now where I have a 6-year-old son, and I'm getting emails all the time of, does he want to come to this ice time? Does he want to come to this ice time? And, you just got to kind of, in my opinion, let them figure it out and give them opportunity if they want to play. But pay attention to what they're doing and on the ice, and if they're developing, and because they're a lot of these coaches are volunteers and they're giving their time, which is great, but there's a lot of ways kids can develop better by getting one-on-one coaching or just getting on the ice a little more. But there's definitely too much, and you just got to pay attention to what your kid wants and needs, and I wouldn't say yes to everything. I haven't yet. I'm trying to pick my spots on how often to get my oldest son on the ice, and for parents, it's not a race. Your kid percentages to make the NHL are very low, but in saying that, I would always push my kids to work their hardest to get there, and they can. It's not impossible, and but there's also a lot of, I think what people forget is there's a lot of middle ground there where, guys like you and I, Brandon, we had a good little run playing professional hockey. You got your education out of it. There's a lot of good that can come out of being a hockey player and traveling and meeting new people and seeing the world. And it doesn't have to be NHL or nothing. It can be, just a life experience in general. I know I learned a lot from playing hockey and being in different, I've been to 45 of 50 states. I'm 35 years old. Like, not many people can say that. It's just, there's a lot of good opportunity that can come out of hockey. And if you channel everything properly, your kids can really take that opportunity and run with it too. But you can also smother your kids and flood them with too much opportunity, and you're dragging them in the rink all the time. And you really just got to kind of pay attention to what your kid's telling you. And sometimes the best thing for them is rest. And, it's just basically that old saying, everything in moderation. Like, I still believe in that and with kids. But as far as playing and working hard and that, going for your dreams and everything, like, I would never tell a kid myself, say, you're never going to make the NHL, a percentage are so low. I would never say that. But to be realistic, you need to work so hard and put in so much time to get there. And if kids want to make their mind up that that's what they want to go for, then I would encourage them. And, I'm sure parents deal with that all the time. It's like, what's the common ground? How hard do I push my kid? How, it's not that realistic to make the NHL, but they can still get a lot out of hockey and playing a team sport like that. And there's so much positive to come out of it that if you just don't kind of muddy the waters and you pay attention to what they're doing and what they're getting out of it, then I think there's a lot of good can come out of a hockey career or careers like you and I had, Brandon, where we just kind of got to a certain point and we were getting paid to play and it was fun. We met a lot of good people, but then there's a time in life where you got to start make a living and you want to start a family. And I mean, that's when it changed for me, but I have no regrets. I'm glad I played every minute I did. I had over 300 games in the East Coast League and 55 games in the American League, and met a lot of good people, played a lot of good hockey. And, you're always going to wonder, like, what if I did this or what if I did that? But that's just normal. It's now you can, once you go through it, you go through the experience. Now it's time to kind of pass that along to your kids. And I'm going to have 4 kids and 3 of them are boys that I'm hoping that are going to play hockey, and you can kind of channel, what your experience was into them. And, there's a lot of mistakes made in my career that I hope to basically defend from my kids going through, but also they need to learn from their experience too. And